Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. My name is AspieAnswersAll. To the newbies, I welcome you all to my channel. Basically, I'm all about the mental health awareness series versus sharing my life stories right now, basically, of my journey of Asperger's syndrome, OCD, anxiety, and the like, basically. So no further ado, basically, I'm talking about at the moment, basically, all about sleeping disorders, treatments, and whatever else that's of value and use for you all right now. And hopefully that some of this will be of use to you or someone that you know of that may be in need of it, as well as every other day topics of interest to you all. So no further ado, basically, I was talking about some form of sleeping disorders, be it your snoring, your sleep apnea, insomnia, versus your, other bits and pieces that's going to come into place in narcolepsy, versus obviously the treatments, the symptoms, the causes and triggers for them all, versus maybe, even though the main one of it will have it in there is your sleep apnea, the causes and triggers. So no further ado, this is actually based on now healthy tips to get a good night rest, basically, to address to you all right now. And I'm hoping that some of these tips may be of value to you. As I said, I'm no medical expert. I'm just doing it from my everyday life experiences versus what I've been doing based on my everyday training. So if some of these tips that I address to you all doesn't even work, just you have a few choices here. You can actually maybe follow these step-by-step tips, every day of certain ones that I address to you all, and then if that one doesn't work, you can repeat onto the next stages. Like everything, it's all based on the stages. The next one I want to address to you all, if it doesn't work, however, you can seek medical professional help basically on these problems that are occurring, regardless what it may be, of your mental health versus your physical health. And number 3 basically is, by all means, for that second opinion, advisement is the last but not least, is maybe, if you don't feel it doesn't work, just hopefully find ways that does work for you, or just talk it out with your doctor and see if they can maybe find some ways. So in all further ado though, before I continue on, also that sometimes with some video series, I don't forever condone self-harm or anything. Basically, all I'm about is I want you guys to be happy, healthy, living free, being able to live your life to the fullest as much as you can. So, in all for the do, guys, before I rub it on too much, this is obviously the healthy tips to get a good night rest. It's going to be called. Alright, as we know, having healthy sleep can actually make a huge difference for us in our lives, be it whatever it may be. It can also improve our quality of life. Having healthy sleep habits, however, is often referred to having healthy sleep hygiene. You might be thinking, so what? Sleep hygiene? I thought hygiene is all about keeping clean. Well, yeah, keeping clean to a sense of your physical attributes of your health, but then again, it's also your, your overall mental health stage of it versus everything else. So maybe what I said before, and earlier in that disclaimer briefly is, with these tips, try to keep it going, by following these practices of your sleep on a regular basis and a constant basis. So number 1 is basically no-brainer is stick to a sleep schedule that will obviously require you to go to bed at the same time every night, and the wake-up times should be the same as well as your, sleeping times. Obviously, this will help regulate our body clock, get into a regular pattern, basically, and obviously will help us fall asleep easier as well as stay asleep for the night, no brainer there, Number 2, practice a relaxing, maybe bedtime ritual. What I mean here is maybe before you go to sleep, you may be able to find a relaxing routine activity, that can conduct away from, maybe certain interruptions or, shall we say, disturbances of your sleep, be it, maybe, I don't know, bright lights can be a key factor that causes us not to sleep real well, basically, versus basically, that obviously will, help separate our sleep time from activities that can cause excitement, stress, and the like, which can obviously make it more difficult to fall asleep, get a sound sleep, and power sleep or remain asleep all in one. Number 3, if we had, before I go on, I should say, before number 3 is also maybe, when it comes down to it with that, you could probably, I don't know, here's saying do some meditation before you go to bed. It could be another, relaxing activity that could be of use to you. Number 3, if you have trouble sleeping, avoid naps, especially in the afternoon. I know many people think that, power napping, or as they call it, grammar napping, is good, but, it may help you get through the day. But you remember, if you find that you can't sleep at night time, eliminating even short cat naps may help. Again, many people may, question, I say what, Also, another one is for a good night rest is number 4, basically, avoid certain medications. Certain medications obviously can counteract for us not to sleep right, basically, and it just tends to ruin our sleep patterns. Number 5, exercise daily. You got that right. If we exercise daily throughout the day, only sleep exercise is best, but even light exercise is better than no activity at all of the exercise. It can obviously be good. Number 7 is basically evaluate our bedroom. Sometimes the way our bedroom maybe is designed or laid out basically can counteract with this. Design your sleep environment to establish the conditions you need for your sleep. Your bedroom should be cool between 60 to 67 degrees. Bedroom should also be free from any noise, that can disturb your sleep. Finally, your bedroom should be free from any light. So basically, check your room for anything like your noises, your distractions, other distractions of your lights. This may include a partner that has their sleep patterns. Here's an example of what I just before of the snoring. If you've got one. Consider any maybe blackout curtains, eye shades, earplugs, white noise machines, humidifiers, fans, or any other devices that may be of help to you in that room to keep it, in that environment where you can actually sleep with that, temperature and whatnot. Number 6, sleep on a comfortable pillow or mattress. Okay, shall we say. Okay, make sure your mattress is comfortable, as well as your pillow, and also it supports your neck and back. Is really important because obviously, our back and neck health is important as well as our sleeping health when we sleep at night. The one you have been using for many years may have extended its life expectancy. As we know, the rule of thumb here is when we have a bed, they suggest that after 10 years to basically replace your bed. That goes basically, also maybe for your pillows. I think from memory, they are about, 5 to 10 years total. Don't get me wrong there. I'm just trying to recall from memory. Having comfortable pillows make the room attractive again, like basically that will invite you to sleep, but also free from allergens that might affect you while sleeping. Based on your sleeping, if you've got some allergies or certain things, may tend to counteract. They might cause you to slip or fall asleep if you have during the night. Okay, number 8, I think I'm up to, is avoid, bright light or what have you. Or sometimes they may recommend you to use bright lights to help manage, the circadian rhythms. I'm going to be bringing more about what the circadian rhythms is all about soon. But what they mean is avoid bright light in the evening and expose yourself to sunlight in the morning. Obviously, this will help your circadian rhythms in check. Number 9, avoid alcohol, cigarettes, and heavy meals in the evening. Alcohol, cigarettes, and caffeine can disrupt sleep. Eating vegan or even spicy meals can also cause discomfort, basically, and that leads to indigestion. That can make it harder for us to sleep. If you can, avoid eating large meals for 2 or 3 hours before bedtime. Maybe try a light snack, 45 minutes before bedtime, if you are still hungry. Number 9, wind down. Your body needs time to shift into sleep mode. So spend the last hour before bed doing a calming activity, as I said before, such as maybe, meditation or even reading. For some people using an electronic device such as a laptop, these devices are activating to the brain. If you have trouble sleeping, avoid electronics before bed or in the middle of the night. Okay, what I mean here for this electronic device such as a laptop, computers, or whatever, can make it harder for us to sleep. Okay, the reason being the particular light that is emitting off the screens basically can activate the brain activity signals and stuff, and it will obviously force the brain to still keep ourselves awake, regardless what it would be. So that ends basically the tips and treatments for having a good night's sleep. Give me a like for thumbs up for support, basically. Feel free to comment below if I've missed out any tips that you may feel that might be of relevance to help others, what you may do that helps you to sleep, basically, because I know there are a few other ones that I haven't addressed, even though I didn't want it too long. So no further ado, guys, like what you do, love what you do what you love, forgive one another, love yourself, and I'll see you again soon.